So guys, a couple days ago, I asked y'all if I went to see Breath of the Wild at Sekiro, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all shocked me. Zelda did a 40-yard dash from Sekiro, and that's insane. But however, y'all, hold on, don't hit me. I promise not to hit me. Don't hit me, okay? I went to go get a Switch yesterday, and it was sold out. Bitch ass! Which led to me having to order one online. And with that being said, y'all came up with the idea to find out what Zelda is about and why it's called Zelda instead of Legend of Link. I don't get that at all. And just learn a little bit about the past of the game before starting it like we always do.
The Legend of Zelda is an action-adventure game series about exploring dungeons and being murdered by chickens.
Zelda ain't a JRPG, but it's made by Nintendo. That's a Japanese company, and Pokemon is a JRPG, so what?
The series follows the many incarnations of the three people that wield the Triforce.
Okay,
who plays who has the Triforce of Courage, which gives him the power.
Why Link don't talk, y'all? I just realized I've never heard Link talk in my life, y'all.
He's young, sometimes he's hot, sometimes he's two, and sometimes he's not. But he's always...
Hey, but that Link right there kind of bad, though. Got me in here going crazy. Let me shut up.
The Triforce of Wisdom belongs to Princess Zelda. Zelda spends most of her time on vacation in a dungeon somewhere, cashing royalty checks from her successful franchise and making her pick up her laundry. Zelda doesn't have a personality, except for Wind Waker, where she's a cool pirate captain. Just kidding, boring princess mode activate. In Breath.
So let me ask y'all this: why is Zelda in a dungeon when she's a princess? Princess Peach got a castle and a bunch of slaves, but you mean to tell me Zelda in a dungeon? What she do? She gets stuck stealing rocks.
Great,
dang, Zelda.
That's what I'm focusing on in these cutscenes. The Triforce of Power belongs to Ganondorf.
Hey,
Ganondorf is a wizard who doesn't know what wizards are. Ganon is always the bad guy, even when he isn't.
Get out of my palace.
Sometimes he shows up at the end of the game to steal another villain's hard work using the darkest magic of all.
Yeah, dang, so he Renaissance.
He wants to take over Hyrule for reasons. When the Triforce...
You wanna get chickens? What? What is going on, bro?
Force is brought together. Something vague magic. Like missed orientation day at the Triforce Club.
He's still your girl. I mean, you will let strike
over and over again each game, while the other two just get to be born with powers. Spend 80% of the game convincing the finicky goddess to give you the necessary items to defeat the bad guys, as she becomes a bigger obstacle.
So how's Zelda get powers and she don't even do nothing?
Look at that! You got the 3 magic belt buckles.
Belt buckle?
Great. Okay.
Brian Bob the Builder?
Now you need to order me. I'm feeling like a pizza. A hero's pizza, but it's
Link, you better kill that rock, boy. You better step on that rock, Link.
Let's say six toppings.
Oh, she gotta get shot.
Maybe some
I would've shot that.
pepperoni from a volcano.
What?
Chives from
Pepperoni?
woods.
She really had that boy going to volcanoes and woods and stuff.
Some kind of time-themed anchovies.
I'll poison her.
Diamonds. Just diamonds on the 4th slice.
Link, poison her pizza.
To get the Master Sword, the only weapon that can seal away Gamble Gork, unless you have a bug net, or a fishing rod,
well, you better call SpongeBob.
Bottle. Why did I even get this thing? It might be tough, but in the end, Link always wins. Except when he doesn't, but we don't talk about those times. The series has an overarching timeline linking all the games together. But it's really confusing and makes everything worse. So you should just ignore it. Expand your arsenal with cool weapons that you find in the dungeons. And now thanks to Breath of the Wild, they break. If you ever
y'all ain't tell me that my weapons could break in Breath of the Wild? Yo, that is insane.
Just mow the lawn for infinite item pickups that tiny people leave for you to find in the grass.
Oh, you couldn't give it to me.
Where'd you get that disembodied heart, Picori? Where'd you get that? Enjoy dealing with each installment's signature annoying mechanic, like Kinstone merging, the Temple of the Ocean King, cables, all of Skyward Sword, and don't forget the bad controls minigame. You don't need to beat it. You'll just never get that last heart container.
Man,
just 19 of them at the top of your screen, taunting you. Forever.
I don't need
over each game's remixes of familiar locations, characters, and races like the Zora.
Who that put the death from Clarence?
Have you ever wanted to kiss a fish on its fishy fish lips? Look at all these attractive fish. You can kiss this fish, or this fish, or this fish.
That fish right there kind of bad though right there, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm simping in this video. My bad, y'all. Fish right there like Mr. Incredible.
The fish abilities are end fish. And now that Breath of the Wild is out and everybody loves it, maybe we can finally stop hearing about how every new installation of the series isn't as good as Ocarina of Time. It wasn't even that good, you guys. Yeah, good luck hitting me with those 19-year-old control schemes.
Dang. Dang, he dead. Get the casket out. He done. That bird is dead, y'all.
Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to support the show and get more episodes, then please check out this episode's sponsor, T-Blocks. T-Blocks
I got you, brother. All right, guys, I got a little bit of knowledge. I ain't gonna lie, I got a little bit. I know something now. I know Zelda useless, Giraffe is the villain, and Link the dummy, they got doing everything to save Zelda and beat Giraffe. All right, so guys, the next video is, so why is it called Zelda anyway? This is a question I had since I've been little, bro. This is by Zelda. Let's get it, y'all.
Legend of Zelda has become one of the most recognizable names in gaming. Despite the series' main character being Link, the hero of Hyrule, Nintendo's flagship action-adventure games are named after the kingdom's princess.
I want to know why, because she in dungeons ain't doing nothing.
Have you ever wondered why the series has this name?
Please tell me.
Why is Princess Zelda called Princess Zelda? And what is her legend?
Please tell me, bro, because she like me, she just in a dungeon, ain't doing nothing, bro. Basically the Burger King that got locked up, bro.
Look back at the origins of the series title.
Celtic. Is that why Celtic, y'all? Celtic, let's get it, y'all. Let's get it, Celtic, y'all. Can't say that long, Celtic. Alright.
The Legend of Zelda was the brainchild of Shigeru Miyamoto, who wanted to create a game which could capture the sense of adventure he felt when exploring the countryside as a child. In the foreword of Hyrule Historia,
So why is it not a JRPG if the founder of the game is Japanese, bro? I'm very confused right now. What makes it an action adventure, bro? It's basically like Kingdom Hearts, bro. That's my favorite game.
He was always set on titling his game The Legend of something, but struggled to land on what that something was going to be. A PR planner suggested that the game could be accompanied by an illustrated storybook, a classic fairy tale where Link rescues a beautiful
like a Dragon Ball animation.
The idea for a storybook was dropped, but the PR planner's suggestion for the princess's name stuck. Zelda. He suggested that they name her after the wife of F. Scott Fitzgerald, author of The Great Gatsby. Zelda Fitzgerald didn't only have a name fit for a fantasy princess, she was known as a figure of glamour, mystery, and tragedy in equal measure. To the Nintendo developers in the 1980s, almost 40 years after her death, Zelda Fitzgerald's life would have seemed like a legend, and her name would have carried connotations of both exuberance and sorrow. Though Miyamoto rejected the first game's accompanying storybook, he loved the idea of using this name, enough that he not only named the princess after her, but the title of his game too. However, the story isn't that simple. The Legend of Zelda was originally only intended to be the title for the first game. The series itself was going to have a different name.
The Hyrule? How you say the Hyrule? Okay, I said it right. Y'all see that? I got it right. Okay.
Fantasy. This early idea is shown by the original game's Japanese title, which translates to The Hyrule Fantasy, The Legend of Zelda. According to story director Takashi Tezuka, the intention was always that the original game would spawn a series. The Hyrule Fantasy, The Legend of Zelda, was to be followed by many others, all sharing the name The Hyrule Fantasy.
So basically the Hyrule Fantasy was like gonna be like the main name, but it's gonna be like a legend of something else is what I'm getting. Like it would have been the Hyrule Fantasy, The Legend of LeSean. It's got a ring to it now. It got a ring. Y'all can't lie. I know it got kind of corny, but I'm shut up. Okay. All right, let's go on.
Why this name didn't stick is something even the developers themselves
Adventure
aren't
and Link.
sure of.
Now that's trash right there, bro.
Miyamoto admits that he doesn't know why it was dropped, and Tezuka claims to have forgotten. Miyamoto suggests that having 3 titles for A Link to the Past would have been too long, or that they thought that the name was too similar to Final Fantasy. Another possibility is that it's a result of the first
Final Fantasy a JRPG, bro. So why is this not a what in the world is going? I don't understand this, bro.
International success, as it was released worldwide as only The Legend of Zelda, dropping the Hyrule Fantasy title entirely. However, it seems that the decision to drop the Hyrule Fantasy as the series' main title came much earlier, as the second game in the series launched in Japan before the first had been released worldwide in early 1987, and was simply titled The Legend of Zelda II: Adventure of Link. Not only was this before the international release of Zelda 1, it was before the launch of Final Fantasy 2, leaving the removal of the Hyrule Fantasy as something of a mystery.
But couldn't it be the Hyrule Fantasy 1 and 2? But I understand that it was very close to Final Fantasy, but bro, the Hyrule Fantasy, like, you could have Hyrule's very own Link. Hyrule's very own Link 2. It's a ghetto name, bro. But think about it, y'all.
But interestingly, it is this second installment that gives us a canonical, in-universe explanation for the series title. And tells us what The Legend of Zelda actually is. The game begins in the North Castle, where Link finds Princess Zelda, a separate princess entirely to the one featured in the first game. This Zelda is cursed and has been trapped in an endless slumber for years. She can only be woken with the full power of the Triforce, meaning Link must hunt down the Triforce of Courage to save her. Like with most older video games, Adventure of Link's manual gives us much more information. It explains that the story of this sleeping princess is handed down in Hyrule, a story known as The Legend of Zelda. This Zelda, known as Princess Zelda I, was cursed long ago by an evil wizard.
I get it! I get it, y'all. So you mean to tell me, bro? So basically, it's called The Legend of Zelda because Zelda the First was cursed. Like the Zelda we know that Link found, bro, it was the same thing. It is basically the same story. So now Link gotta save her by not only getting his Triforce, and the other dude, Grafador, bro, and Zelda got hers. I get it now. I get it, y'all.
Worked alongside her brother, a young, unfit king, to try and glean knowledge of the Triforce from her. As soon as she fell into her eternal sleep, however, the king was overcome
Link
with
gotta
grief and
bro. I know you smell a lot of dog doodle on the grass, bro. I know you do, but look at your nose.
He placed her on the altar in the North Castle and ordered that every female child born into the royal household should be given the name Zelda. So, the backstory written for the second game was not only retroactively designed as the original Legend of Zelda, but was also meant to explain why multiple princesses share the same name. This lore is mostly outdated now, as Adventure of Link has ended up as the most recent game in the Downfall timeline branch, and therefore its backstory of Zelda I doesn't quite fit with the rest of the series, but this remains the only canonical, explicit explanation for the meaning behind The Legend of Zelda.
Dang, it done messed up the history book.
Adventure of Link remains the only game in the main Zelda series which does not use the full title of The Legend of Zelda in its international release.
Dang,
it's
bro,
officially titled Zelda II Adventure of Link. So, ironically, the only game to explain what The Legend of Zelda actually is isn't even named after it.
That's crazy.
In the years since the NES games, Zelda has leaned into this idea of a legend. Though the tragedy of Princess Zelda I is an idea that was never revisited, the series' main elements, Link, Zelda, Ganon, Hyrule, and the Triforce, are legends in the game's cyclical histories. And out of Universe 2, the series title has become something of a self-fulfilling prophecy. The games themselves have become legendary. Titles like A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Breath of the Wild, all giants whose shadow is cast on all games that followed them.
So basically, Zelda 2, nobody really cared about it.
The title, The Legend of Zelda, is as steeped in myth and lore as Hyrule itself.
Dang, that's crazy. I get it.
Thanks for watching this video.
No problem,
if you
brother.
liked
Thank
this
you for
shorter style, let me
it.
know by leaving a like or a comment.
I
I've been wanting to experiment.
So guys, I got my answers and everything I wanted to know, bro, and it all makes sense. I'm not gonna lie, even though it don't really count now because Zelda 2 don't go down the same storyline as Breath of the Wild or anything like that. But it's okay though. And I got more knowledge than I had before, so I'm very happy. I'm not gonna lie. And I honestly can't wait to start Breath of the Wild on hopefully on Monday, Tuesday. I don't know, y'all. Hopefully I get to start. And honestly, I'm excited. If you guys are also excited, go to Master right there to go subscribe to join the Keep It Master family. I love you guys. Let's shine out. Gang.